Welcome to this lesson, and in this lesson I want you to describe how to find a fraction of something. And the first example, how do you find 1/2 of an apple? And you might be thinking, well, just cut it down the middle and there you go, you've got it 1/2. And the way that I want you to say it is this: I want you to cut or divide or split the apple into a certain amount of pieces, and because it's 1/2, you remember the fraction 1/2, it's the bottom number that always tells you how many equal parts or pieces to split something into. And so this time it's going to be cut the apple into 2 equal pieces, and it wouldn't really matter whether you said pieces or parts. And then each piece is that fraction 1/2, so I want the number here of the apple. And then I want you to draw a diagram. There's my apple, and draw a line roughly down the middle and color in one of those parts, point to it, and I've colored in 1/2 of the apple. Now this half over here that isn't shaded in is still 1/2 of the apple, but I want you to shade part of it and point to it like I've done to show clearly that that is 1/2 of the apple. So that's the first example. Let's have a look at the second one I want you to do. Now, this time, how do you find 1/3 of 6 matches? So this time you've got 6 individual things and you have to split them into thirds. And what that means is to split them into 3 equal parts, because if you remember the fraction for 1/3, it's 1/3, and as always, it's the bottom number that tells you how many equal parts or pieces or groups, in this case, to divide the things into. So whenever you've got more than one thing, like a group of things, you're going to be dividing them into equal groups. So pretty much a similar sentence to example 1. So you're going to split or divide, so split the matches, that's a C. So matches into 3 equal groups this time, not parts. Each group is that fraction 1/3, 1/3 of the matches. And the 2 sentences are done, and all I have to do is divide these into 3 equal groups, which would mean there would be 2 matches in each group. And there are my 3 groups. There's an equal number of matches in each group, so they're definitely 3 equal groups, which means that each group is in fact 1/3, or 1 group out of 3 equal groups. So 1 group out of 3 equal groups. So just shading this one in to show that I'm pointing to it. This group is 1/3 of the matches, so is that group on its own, and so is that group as well. So when you do the downloadable PDF exercise, I want you to do your sentences pretty much the same as I've done here. The only thing that's going to be different are the purple words in this one and whatever color they were in the first example. I've scrolled the screen down so I don't remember. I think it was green, the writing. And so the blue words here that I'm underlining, they're going to be the same in each of the questions that you do on in the exercise. And it's really important that you do your sentences this way. I don't want you to say things like split the matches into 3/3 or 3 equal groups of 2. Just 3 equal groups. The key thing that I want you to understand is how many equal groups or parts to divide the thing into. And you'll always be looking at the fraction part of the sentence to figure that out. And then having the 2 sentences, the second one will tell anyone who doesn't really know anything about fractions that each of these groups is 1/3 of the matches, and they can see from your diagram that this group is 1/3 of the matches. And a point I'd like to make here as well is that the numbers in the fraction do not tell you how many things are in each group. So it's really important that you focus on the bottom number telling you how many equal groups or parts, and the 1 is the one of those groups or parts that you're going to shade in and point to with that fraction. So that's about it for this lesson. Make sure you download the exercise, print it out, and have a go. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave one in the box below the video, and I will see you in the next lesson.